It started on a humid Friday night in downtown Atlanta, music blasting, neon signs flickering off rain-slick pavement, and a crowd spilling out from Club Mirage, one of the city's most popular late-night spots. The energy was wild, a mix of alcohol, loud laughter, and impatient drivers circling for parking. By 1:37 a.m., that chaos turned into something darker. A cell phone camera shook as someone shouted, "Yo, get this on video!" In the grainy clip that would soon be viewed millions of times, two men faced each other under a flickering streetlight. Derek Miles, a 26-year-old mechanic known for his calm nature, and Trevor Holt, a club promoter with a reputation for arrogance. Witnesses said it began over something small, a parking space, a scratched car, an insult. But in seconds, voices escalated. Phones were out, and the crowd chanted for action. By the time police arrived, Trevor Holt was on the ground, motionless. Derek stood nearby, hands raised, repeating, "I didn't mean to. He came at me." The knife, a small folding blade, lay beside an overturned trash bin. The video, shaky and incomplete, spread across social media before dawn. Within hours, hashtags trended. Hashtag StreetFightATL, hashtag Justice4Trevor, caught on cam. News outlets picked up the story by morning, looping the 40-second clip endlessly on TV. Detective Laura Kane, a seasoned homicide investigator, watched the footage from her desk at the precinct. She'd seen plenty of crime scenes, but something about this one felt off. "There's a gap," she murmured. "The video jumps." Her partner, Detective Marcus Tillman, rewound the clip. Between the shouting and flashing lights, there was a cut, a missing 5 seconds, enough time for anything to happen. Enough to change the story completely. As they examined the scene later that morning, Club Mirage looked eerily quiet. Police tape fluttered in the wind, and the faint smell of spilled beer and gasoline hung in the air. The parking lines were still stained from last night's rain. Detective Kane knelt beside the exact spot seen in the video. "If this was self-defense," she said, "why was Derek the only one standing when the clip ended?" At the station, Derek Miles was cooperative but anxious. His hands trembled as he recounted the events. "He wouldn't back off," Derek said. "I didn't pull the knife until he shoved me first. You can ask anyone who was there." But the anyone he mentioned had already spoken, to social media. Dozens of witnesses uploaded their own fragments of the fight, each one from a different angle, each telling a slightly different version of the same story. Some clips showed Trevor shouting. Others showed Derek stepping forward. None captured what truly happened in the missing seconds. The detectives began piecing together the digital puzzle, using timestamps and metadata to line up every clip. What they found was strange. One bystander's footage had been edited before being posted, its audio distorted. Another clip disappeared hours later after hitting 1 million views. Meanwhile, Trevor Holt's family demanded justice, accusing police of going easy on Derek. Trevor's sister, Monica Holt, became the face of a growing movement, calling for accountability in viral violence. "People watched my brother die for views," she told the press. "No one tried to stop it. They just recorded it." As public pressure grew, prosecutors rushed to charge Derek Miles with second-degree murder. The courtroom overflowed with reporters, influencers, and self-appointed internet detectives. But Detective Kane still couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong. Late one evening, as she reviewed the case files, an anonymous email arrived in her inbox. The subject line read, "The real footage, not what get they posted." Attached was a raw, unedited video file labeled KM02 Full Move. When Kane opened it, her screen flickered. The image shaky, the sound muffled by wind. It showed the same scene, but from behind the parked cars. She leaned forward, heart pounding, as the missing 5 seconds filled the screen. And in those seconds, she saw something no one else had noticed. A third figure standing just outside the camera's edge, holding what looked like another knife. The timestamp matched the moment before the fatal blow. Detective Kane froze. If this footage was real, it meant Derek Miles might not have delivered the stab at all. Someone else had been there. Someone the internet never saw. And the real killer might still be walking free. The next morning, Detective Laura Kane sat in her office replaying the video over and over again. The grainy footage glowed across her screen, the audio distorted by wind and the echo of shouting voices. But there it was, clear enough to send chills through her chest. Behind the two men fighting, a third figure moved through the shadows, wearing a dark hoodie, stepping closer just before the fatal moment. She zoomed in frame by frame. The figure's face was impossible to identify, but their stance was confident, almost deliberate. Then the camera jerked. When it stabilized again, Trevor Holt was on the ground. Kane leaned back, staring at the ceiling. "Someone deleted this for a reason," she whispered. Detective Marcus Tillman walked in with 2 coffees. "You're still watching that thing?" She slid the laptop toward him. "Watch the left side, near the parked cars." He frowned as the scene played out. "You're saying there was a third person?" "I'm saying whoever sent this knows more than they should." Within hours, the department's cyber unit traced the anonymous email to a prepaid account registered under a fake name. The IP led to a public Wi-Fi network near the club, the same area where the F. She enhanced the image as best she could. The hoodie bore a faint logo, Atlian's Crew, a local street media collective known for filming club fights and posting them online for clicks. Their channel had hundreds of thousands of followers and a reputation for getting exclusive brawl footage before anyone else. "Let's pay them a visit," Kane said. The next afternoon they arrived at a small studio tucked behind a pawn shop. Inside, computer screens flickered with clips of fights, arguments, and chaotic street scenes. A young man with dreadlocks sat editing video. His name was Corey Benson, one of the group's founders. When the detectives showed their badges, his posture stiffened. "You can't just walk in here," he said. Kane showed him a still from the unedited video. "You were there that night. We know you filmed this." Corey's jaw tightened. "I didn't upload that one." "Then who did?" Kane asked. He hesitated before whispering. "Trevor hired us. He wanted to stage a fight for views, fake drama outside the club. But it went wrong, way wrong." The room went silent. Kane felt her stomach drop. "Are you saying this whole thing started as a setup?" Corey nodded slowly. "Yeah, it was supposed to look real, get the video trending, but then Trevor pushed too hard, and Derek fought back for real. I panicked. Someone else grabbed my backup camera after it happened. I don't know who." Kane's voice hardened. "So there's more footage?" He nodded again. "And whoever has it doesn't want the truth out." As the detectives left the studio, Kane's phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Stop digging, detective. You've already seen enough." Tillman looked at her. "What is it?" She turned the screen toward him. The message disappeared before his eyes. Someone was watching, and they weren't finished yet. The rain came down in sheets that night, blurring teeth. The men didn't get far. Sirens wailed from both ends of the block as unmarked police cars boxed them in. Tillman had been one step ahead, calling in surveillance units before Kane ever left the car. Back at the precinct, Corey handed over the flash drive. "I was going to delete it," he admitted, "but I couldn't. I didn't want another lie." Detective Kane loaded the footage. The file played smoothly. No cuts, no edits. The camera caught everything. Trevor Holt was clearly visible, shouting and gesturing at Derek Miles, playing up the argument for the camera crew. The crowd laughed, thinking it was staged. But then, Trevor pushed Derek hard against a car. Derek shoved back, a scuffle. Then, in the corner of the frame, the third man stepped forward, one of Trevor's own friends, a bodyguard named Reggie Cole. Reggie tried to separate them but swung his arm in the confusion. The glint of metal flashed. A knife. The chaos, the shouting, the camera shaking. Trevor stumbled backward, grabbing his side. The moment was over in seconds. Kane paused the video. "He didn't mean to stab him," she said softly. "He tried to break it up." Tillman exhaled slowly. But instead, he killed him, and let Derek take the blame. As the footage ended, Kane noticed something else. Reggie walking toward Corey's camera, leaning in close before grabbing the lens. The recording cut there. It was Reggie who had tampered with the files, then fed social media the edited clips to protect himself. Police found him 2 days later, hiding in a motel outside Macon. When confronted with the video evidence, he confessed. "It was an accident," he said, voice shaking. "I was trying to pull them apart. But when it happened, Trevor was gone, and the cameras were still rolling. I didn't want to be the villain in a viral video." The court dropped all charges against Derek Miles, the footer. She turned off the phone, looked directly into the darkened window, and said under her breath, "Then I guess I'll keep watching, too." The camera panned to black. If you think this story was intense, you're not ready for what comes next. Hit subscribe before the next case drops.